Welcome to the Effortless English Show with the world's #1 English teacher, AJ Hogue, where AJ's more than 40 million students worldwide finally learn English once and for all, without the boring textbooks, classrooms, and grammar drills. Here's AJ with a quick piece to help you learn to speak fluent English effortlessly.
I'm AJ Hogue, the author of Effortless English, Learn to Speak English Like a Native. By the Effortless English System, I train you speak English fluently, confidently, powerfully. You speak English effortlessly when you commit to my VIP program at effortlessenglishclub.com, effortlessenglishclub.com. Go there, join, commit, don't quit. Welcome. We're live on Facebook today. I thought I'd try Facebook, see if we have better luck today with Facebook. Today we'll be talking about beginning and an end. The beginning and end. Today's topic comes from Lisa Bogner on Gab. She left a nice comment, and I thought we'd chat about it since, of course, we have an ending, which is our challenge ended last day of November. Our challenge is now finished. Our challenge is over. But, of course, we have a new beginning coming very soon, a new challenge. So I thought we'd talk a little bit more about the old challenge and how it went, about what to do in the next 2 months. We have about 2 months. So let's say December and January, we'll have a break. Doesn't mean quit, so we'll talk about that. And then we'll have a new beginning. You can let her in if you can open the door a little bit. Got a baby. And then we'll have a new beginning, our new challenge, and we'll talk about a little more details about the new challenge and what's going to happen with the new challenge. So just hello to everybody who's joining us live on Facebook. Looks like we have our pretty good audience right now. So let me show you the comment from Lisa. This is on Gab. Now remember, get on Gab, guys. Because I never answer questions on Twitter. Twitter, I'm basically done. I'm finished with Twitter. And I don't really answer questions on Facebook. And I never answer comments on YouTube. So if you want to leave a comment or ask a question and you want me to reply, you want me to see it, you need to get on Gab. Gab is the place. And be patient. Sometimes I might need a few days, even a week, until I reply. I've been busy lately, but I will do it. I do read all of the messages, all of my messages. I do read them on Gab, always. All right, so let's get over here to show you the comment that I quite liked. So this is my Gab, and you can see Lisa Bogner from Lisa Hungry is her profile on Gab. She says, yes, the end of something old is always the beginning of something new. The end of something old is the beginning of something new. Indeed. Indeed it is. So let's talk about that. What's ending? Our challenge is ending. Our listening and reading challenge has ended. Has already ended. Let's see. Sounds Ozma saying having trouble hearing, but looks like everyone else can hear. So good. Anyway, our challenge ended. Listening and reading. Yesterday I read the names and the big list and all the people who were very, 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 very active, and I think all of us benefited from that. And then now we're going to have a couple months break. So let's talk about that. What's going to happen during the next couple months? What should we do? The next couple months is a time I'd say it's up to you. The next couple months is up to you. So if you are still feeling great, you're still feeling motivated, you want to still do maximum hours of listening and reading, then just keep going. Just keep going. You don't need to stop. Keep going and enjoy it as long as you're not stressed about it. As long as there's no feeling of stress, there's no feeling of getting tired, then just keep going. There's no need to take a break. You can just keep going and have fun and get a lot more hours of reading and listening during December and during January. That would be great. Okay, so it looks like we've got a sound problem possibly. So some people are saying they can't hear me. So please tell me if you're watching live, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear my audio? Hello, can you hear me? Just say yes or no. If you hear me, then type yes. Yes, you hear me. I'm just waiting to confirm that people can hear me. A couple people said they could not hear me. Can you hear my voice now? Do you hear me? I can hear you, says Ramesh. That's enough. Yes, clearly. Thank you. So we keep going. So people who cannot hear me, I don't know. It's on your side because other people can hear me just fine. Seems like the audio is working, so I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so anyway. Now, on the other hand, let's talk about it. On the other hand, if you're feeling kind of tired, maybe you did a lot of extra. Maybe you worked extra hard during the challenge. Maybe you really pushed yourself and hopefully you had some improvements, but you're feeling a bit tired, like, right? You know, that it felt like a lot and that you kind of got a little burned out. You kind of got a little tired during the challenge. Now it's over. Well, then, the next 2 months is a good time to relax a little bit. Maybe cut your hours back. If you're doing 8 hours every day of English and you're feeling a bit tired about it, then cut back. You could cut back to 4 hours, for example, which is still excellent. And just cut back to 4 hours. You could maybe do some things that are a little easier if you want to. But mostly it's more about your attitude. It's really more about your attitude, which is just to relax. Just to relax and take the next 2 months. December, the end of the year. It's a holiday in most places. In many places, they have Christmas holidays. In other places, they have everywhere has New Year's holidays. So let's just kind of relax. Don't quit, though. Don't quit. Don't stop English completely, but just relax. Just don't get stressed about it. Let yourself, just relax a little bit. We say take it easy in English. Take it easy. Take it easy, meaning a nice, relaxed attitude. Get ready and prepare. The second thing to do during the next 2 months is that you need to start getting ready, start preparing for the next challenge, because the next challenge will be a speaking challenge. And as I said yesterday, the speaking challenge will have 2 parts. You can do one or you can do both. The first challenge, the speaking challenge, will be conversation. We will count the number of hours we talk to other people. Okay? So you count the number of hours you talk to someone else in English. So real conversations. How do you do it? Well, you could talk to someone in your town face to face. You could use Skype and you can chat with someone. You can talk to other Effortless English members. You can get on our Gab group and meet other people, and you can schedule, and you can talk every day if you want to, practicing your English, having conversations every day. You can pay conversation partners like italki.com, right? You can pay people to talk to you in English. But basically, real conversations with another person. That's part 1, challenge 1. The other part of the challenge, our next challenge, will be shadowing. And the good news about shadowing is that shadowing can be done alone, solo. Okay? So shadowing is when you play an audio. You play an audio in English. And as you're listening to it, you are speaking the same words. You're speaking with the audio at the same time, almost the same time. So you hear it, you hear a sentence, and you say the sentence. right? And you're speaking along with the speaker. You're speaking along with the audio simultaneously, meaning, right, at the same time. Not only that, as you do this, you try to use the same pronunciation. You try to copy the same pronunciation from the audio, from the speaker. Third thing about shadowing, that you do it ideally, it's best if you do it out loud. You can kind of shadow in your head, but we're not going to count that as speaking. It's not really speaking. So for our challenge, you have to do it out loud, right? So you're doing it out loud so you can actually hear yourself talking along with the audio. So obviously you're using, earphones to hear the audio, and then you're talking along with the audio at the same time. Now, a couple points about shadowing. Number one, obviously it can be very difficult, especially if the audio is fast. Then it can be very difficult. So I recommend, and this is what you need to do during December and January, right before we start the new challenge, you need to find a lot of different audios that you want to shadow. So you need to find which audios, you can do anything as long as it's English. But I recommend finding a variety of audios. And especially, find some audios that are slower than normal for you. Slower than my podcast even. Find some that are quite slow. They're natural, but quite slow with nice long pauses. Those will be easier to shadow when you first start the challenge. When you first start the challenge, the next challenge, for the shadowing part, I recommend, just start with some very easy, slow audios. And then when you start to get better, you get better at shadowing, then you'll go and you'll use faster audios, and then faster audios, and then faster audios. So what can you do the next 2 months to get ready? Start looking around for different audios in English that you like. You like the speaker, you like how they sound, and find ones with different speeds. And it's okay to shadow the same audio many, many times, a lot of repetition. In fact, it can be quite good to do that because eventually you'll learn the audio, right? If you use the same one again and again and again, the first time maybe it's difficult, but after 10 times or 20 times or 30 times, you kind of almost memorize it. So you know what's coming. So it's much easier to speak along with the speaker at the same time as the speaker. So that's something you can do when in between these challenges. So I think probably we'll start the next challenge, maybe February 1st will be good. February 1st. So that gives you 2 months now to get ready. So that's number one, finding lots of audios, different audio, variety of audios for shadowing, possible shadowing. The other thing is you have to figure out who are you going to talk to during the challenge. If you need conversation partners, you should probably start doing it now. Get on the Gab group, meet other people, connect with other Effortless English members, start creating little groups. You could even start having some Skype chats with each other now, so you become comfortable with each other. You find people that you like, that you enjoy talking to. Sometimes someone, maybe they are nice, but you're very different. You're not interested in the same things, so they're not such a great conversation partner for you. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. So maybe you need a little time now to find a nice group of people that you can practice with a lot, and they're motivated and they want to do lots of hours during the challenge. So again, this takes time. Don't wait until February to do this, because then you're going to lose hours during the speaking challenge. Now is a good time to get on the gab.com, gab.com, follow me there, meet other Effortless English members, and start creating your groups. If you plan to pay, if you're going to pay like on italki, then right now is a good time, to find some good conversation partners on italki, because again, there are many, right? There are lots and lots and lots of people on italki.com, And, some of them you might like and some maybe you won't like. So now's a good time to try several different people. Try a lot of different people on italki. Read the profiles of the English speakers. Check their prices if you're trying to go for a low price or if you don't care, whatever. But you have to find make a list of the ones that look good and then try some so that you find a few that you like, the price is good, and you're ready for the challenge to begin in February. So that's something else you can do. Finally, the last thing you might want to do during this 2 months of in-between rest time, you might want to start doing a little shadowing. Try with a slow audio and just start to practice the technique a little bit, just to get used to it. If you do it already, no problem. But if shadowing is new for you, if you have never done it before, you might want to just practice it a little bit, no stress, just a small amount of time, just to get used to it. So again, when February comes, you will be ready to do maximum hours of shadowing and maximum hours of speaking. So it's a kind of preparation time. And then probably February 1st, we will start again this next challenge. We will count our hours. We'll see who gets the most hours. It'll be interesting. All right, let's get into our questions and comments. See what you all have to say about the end and the beginning, both the end of the old one, this transition time in between, and then finally our new challenge. Yeah, now see, Ahmad this is correct. Ahmad Sharawi says, movies are perfect for shadowing. Lots of diversity of situations. Yes, indeed. That is true. Movies and TV shows can be great for shadowing. But here's the thing. This is more preparation. So maybe you have an actor you like. Maybe you have some scenes, some parts of movies that you like, the speaking. Well, you might want to get the audio for that and put it on your phone. Only the audio, so no video. Because it's easier to deal with, right? It's easier for your phone, less memory and all of that. So you might need to, it's called rip the audio off, take off the audio, take only the audio with no video. There's different apps you can use to do that, where if you have a video, but you don't want the video, you don't want to look at it, you only want the audio for listening, you can use an app to just take the audio only. And that's more useful for you for shadowing. If you're walking around doing shadowing, you don't care about looking at the video, right? You just want to hear it. And it will save a lot of memory on your phone if you're using only audios instead of videos. So that is true. Sometimes movies might be difficult. So again, if you think you want to use movies, well, you might need some time, a couple months to prepare. Look at different movies, look at different actors that you like their voice, you like their pronunciation. And you got to find a section, or you find parts of movies, they're not too fast for you, right? So you might find one and try to shadow it, and maybe, it's just way too fast. So you have to find something else. So you'll need a little time to find good stuff. So now's a good time to do that. But I agree with Ahmad that movies can be very great. They're very conversational, right? The English is very natural. It's more natural than a textbook or something. It's more conversational than an audiobook. Audiobooks are great, especially for vocabulary, but for idioms, for slang, for kind of natural pronunciation, very conversational English, movies and TV are very good. Podcasts are pretty good also. I can't read your name, but you're asking about business questions from me. Send an email to ajenglishbook@gmail.com. AJ English Book. It's all together. AJ English Book at gmail.com. That goes to my assistant, and then she'll send it to me. Yeah, Lisa Giordano says, I hear your baby crying. Yes, indeed. Sorry, guys. Okay, Giselle asks, it's a good question, Marino. How to know if we're speaking correctly? Is it not a risk to make the mistakes of other people? Well, indeed. This is why the shadowing is useful, okay? So, on one hand, to get your practice, speaking to anybody is fine, including other English learners. That's fine, because remember, we're practicing speaking. How do you get your correct pronunciation? That's from listening, and that's why shadowing is important, because then you're hearing a native speaker. So for shadowing, use native speakers only, okay? Only native speakers for shadowing, for those audios. So you're getting the correct pronunciation, and then you're trying to copy it. Right, you're speaking along with the audio, and you're trying to copy their pronunciation. This is going to help your pronunciation a lot. So that's how you do it. The shadowing will help pronunciation. Cool. Saitun says, watching movies, sleeping, and eating. That's how I spent my day this month. Well, good for you. Hopefully movies in English. That's the great thing, right? When you're learning a language, that if you're watching movies and TV in your own language, it's kind of lazy. But if you're watching it in English, then you're learning. You're practicing. So it's kind of fun. This is a good point from Sebastian. Sebastian said, a good option in Podcast Addict, that's a podcast app you can use, is slowing down the speed of material. You can do this in YouTube as well. It helps a lot. That's true. You can do that. Now, you have to be careful. Sometimes, some programs, if you slow down too much, it changes the pronunciation. So then the pronunciation becomes like this. Right? You don't want that. You want the normal pronunciation, but just slower. So be careful. Okay? But you can, in some apps, YouTube, some others, you can choose a slower speed. This helps for shadowing. Just don't do it too much. Or some apps will keep the correct pronunciation. They won't mess up the pronunciation. They won't damage the pronunciation, but some will. So just be careful. Don't slow down too much. But overall, you can do that. It will help. You can do the opposite too. If you want a challenge, you can speed up the audio. But I think it's better just to find, overall, probably better, just find a slower speaker, someone who naturally speaks slowly, so that you know the pronunciation then is okay. And find, if you want faster, just find someone who speaks quickly, like someone like Tony Robbins. Yeah, this is a great book, Mohammed, and we may do this for our book club. Talk about the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Yeah, everyone should read that book. It's a very good book. Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Maybe we'll do book club for that. Not this new book, but we'll do it in the future. Okay, Tata Rosina. Hey, Tata. Asks, how long will the speaking challenge be? We're going to do 3 months. I thought 4 months felt it was a little long. The last month was kind of, I had a hard time the last month myself, and it just felt kind of long, a little too long, to do kind of maximum effort. So I think 3 months is a better time. So we'll probably do February, March, and April. Okay, Albert Amane says there's another app, Google Podcast app. also has the slowing down feature. Thanks. Thank you. Good to see you here on Facebook. Yeah, well, Zobade, I agree with this. Zobade says, I think for a better result with conversation partners, just focus on friendship and communicating, not learning the language. I think there's something, that is a good point as we go into the challenge, as we do the speaking challenge. I agree, is don't get stressed out about it, right? Don't make it a stressful, unpleasant activity. That's okay, because you'll kill your motivation. Just talk with people about interesting things. As you do that, you're going to practice vocabulary naturally. You're going to hear some new vocabulary. You might realize you have some weak points in your speaking. All of that's fine, but just don't stress about it. The main thing is to communicate. Communicate. You will make mistakes. It's okay. You'll make grammar mistakes. You'll forget vocabulary. All of that will happen for sure. Just so don't get stressed about it. Just do your best to communicate and connect. Make friends. This speaking challenge is a great opportunity to make some new friends around the world speaking English. So it can really be quite an enjoyable thing. It can be. I think this speaking challenge will be very enjoyable. And as we do it, I'll remind you to relax. Yeah, like Jose Javier Gil says, all this is great. I was watching Netflix in English, which is great. Listening to podcasts also. Great. Then I would do exercise and listen to music. I've been doing that this month to practice. All fantastic. Really good. Good stuff. Good stuff, Jose. What happened to YouTube today? We had connection problems with YouTube this week. I decided to try Facebook again. Yeah, you can do this. Moed says you can talk to yourself. You can talk to yourself. You can do that when you practice public speaking also. You can just have kind of talking out loud. But we're not going to count that for the challenge. It's a good activity. You can do it. But for the challenge, we're just going to focus on conversations with real people or shadowing. Asma asking me about a book. What's your opinion about the book Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene? I don't know. I've never read it. I don't know. But if you're on Gab, send me a message and I'll read it. Engine says, green looks nice on you. Thank you. Wearing green today. Okay, yeah, like Sebastian confirms. Again, he says, sometimes I speed up the audio when I have less time so I can get the full time of the podcast. Yes, you can do that in your own language too. It's even better in your own language because you can understand it easily. Yeah, okay. Hussein Ali is saying, I need to practice my English with someone. If anyone's available, we can do any time. Exactly. So we'll have to connect like this. The best place to do this is on our Gab group, gab.com. Follow me. It's my profile on Gab is AJ Hogue. It's my name, AJHOGE. AJ Hogue. Follow me there. Look on my profile. You'll see a link at the top. You'll see a link, one of the top posts. I pinned it. I put it at the top, always at the top. There's a post with a link to our group. So join that group. You will meet other Effortless English members and fans. That's a great place to do what Hussein's asking right now. Find partners, create groups. You can create a WhatsApp group, or you can do it on Facebook chats, or you can use Skype. Doesn't matter, right? But the main thing is connect with people. And that's great because it's free. You don't have to pay anyone. Some websites you have to pay, like italki, you have to pay people. But on the other hand, you can find native speakers on those websites like italki. So that's, it's a balance. You can do both. During the challenge, it doesn't matter. As long as you're talking to someone in English, I don't care. If they're native speakers, if they're not native speakers, you can do both. All of that is fine. And again, I'll be doing it, I don't know, I haven't decided. I'll do it in Japanese or Spanish. Depends how I feel. If I feel good about Japanese, if I'm feeling better about Japanese, I'll try it in Japanese. If I think I'm not ready yet for that much speaking, then I'll do the challenge in Spanish, the speaking challenge. But I'll join you guys again. I'll join the challenge again with one of those languages. Yeah, like Tata says, our first challenge helped me to develop a listening habit with my French. That's right, I forgot about that. You did French. Now, no need to force myself. It's enjoyable and automatic now, which is great. And I hope then our next challenge, we can all do the same, develop this habit of speaking, right? So you have already, now we have the habits of listening, maybe some of you reading. And in the next challenge, we should all start not only the habit of speaking, but getting comfortable speaking. Some of you already are very comfortable to speak English, but some of you, I know, maybe you're a little nervous, a little shy about it, which is normal. I'm kind of shy about Spanish a bit. But 3 months, we're going to do as much as we can, do a lot of speaking. So by the end, hopefully, at least, we're not shy anymore. We're totally relaxed about speaking. We will make mistakes. We will not be perfect, but we should improve. Most of all, we should become more confident about speaking, more relaxed about speaking. That's the main goal. We can do that. In 3 months, we can do that. All of us can do that. So that's why I'm excited about it. But I have to do the same. I have to figure out, first I have to choose which language I'm doing, and then I have to figure out what will I shadow, who will I talk to. Yeah, like what Merrick is exactly right. This is why we call it independent learning. I always say you are the boss of your own learning. Merrick says, every way of learning is good if it brings you benefits. If it doesn't work for you, it's bad. These are only suggestions. You have to find the best way for yourself. Indeed, exactly. So if talking to yourself works great, then do it. Right? This challenge is not like we're doing the challenge for enjoyment. It's fun to do it all together. I don't want to have like 10 options. It's too confusing. So just to make it simple, we'll have these two kinds of, we'll have shadowing and talking to people. You can still do lots of other stuff if you want to. You can talk to yourself. You can still focus. You don't have to do the challenge at all if you don't want to. Maybe you're not ready. You feel you're not ready for a lot of speaking yet. You can just continue doing a lot of listening if you want to. So again, you're the boss of your own learning. You're an independent learner. That is why you are the boss. You choose. But it's fun. It's fun. If you're ready to speak, it's fun to join in a challenge like this because your motivation will go up. We all experience this, or many of us experience this just recently with our listening and reading challenge. I did. And that's when we're all doing a challenge like this together. We kind of all get more excited about it. It's easier to do more hours. So I did more hours of listening to Japanese than usual. I did much more because I was doing the challenge. It made me more excited, more motivated about it. So, and I liked it. I liked seeing everybody else. Oh, they're doing a lot of hours too. And it helped me a lot. And hopefully it helped you. So our next challenge, hopefully, we will do the same, that we all will get more excited about speaking and doing a lot more hours of speaking and making a bigger effort, more energy, more time to do speaking in English for you. Eric Roka Kurba says, "Hey, hi Jay, I learned English because of you. Thanks." Well, thank you, Eric. Thank you. Congratulations to you. Okay, Kwong is recommending a nice book. I recommend The Power of Habit. I've read that one by Charles Duhigg for the book club. By the way, do you plan to visit Myanmar, also known as Burma? I would like to. I don't have a specific plan right now. I have no travel plans right now in general, but yes, someday I want to visit Burma. My friends, Kristen and Joe, visited Burma. They said it's fantastic. Thank you, Mufasil. Says, have a blessed day, my mentor. Thank you. This is a cool idea. Now, Carol says, what about reading aloud and recording ourselves? We could make new versions of audiobooks. That's a good idea. Yes, reading aloud and recording. I mean, I recommend that in my pronunciation course. You can do that. We're probably not going to count it. Again, because I just don't want too many choices for the challenge. But you can just do that. Just do it. Do it now. You can do it for the next 2 months if you want to do it a lot. But yes, reading aloud, recording yourself, listening to yourself, comparing your recording to a native speaker so you can hear the differences. All that's great. Yeah, okay. Vasily kind of describes, this is something I think all people who want excellence, this happens. He says, 2 years have passed. I feel I'll never be perfect enough. The more I study, the more I understand that I know so little. The learning process is endless. You'll never be feeling you are perfect enough. Sometimes I notice this in my native language. Right, it's true, right? Anyway, AJ, thanks for your endless speaking on the podcast. I'm speaking now. Wonderful. Yeah, this is true. In anything you really focus on, trying to become really good at it, very good at it, excellent, this happens, right? So, like, the professional golfers, they still feel they're not good enough. They still want to be better, practicing to be better, right? Professional soccer players, even if they're at the top, they're still practicing. They still make mistakes sometimes. They want to be better. Nobody's perfect. Nobody can be perfect. So this is true. This is always going to be true. As Vasily said, in your own language, this is true. Right? For me, in English, I can get better. I can be a better public speaker. I make some mistakes. I can be better doing this. Talking on video, talking on audio. In fact, I can improve doing this. I know after some shows, I think, that show was not so great. I was confused. I was distracted. I kind of I paused a lot or whatever, right? We can always find something wrong. But it's important, don't focus too much on that. Focus a little on that is okay. Correcting your weak points is okay, but don't focus too much on the problems because that will kill your motivation. If you are always focused on your mistakes all the time, oh, my mistakes, oh, I'm so bad, then you begin to hate English, right? This is no fun. I hate English. So it's a balance. You have to appreciate your improvements also. Very important. Appreciate your improvements. Appreciate what you can do right now. Of course, you're not perfect, but it's okay. Okay, this is a good question. Marianne. Hi, Marianne. I never tried to read with, aloud. It's just in my mind. Is that wrong habit that I need to change? No, it's fine. You can just read silently. It's okay. Because if I read with any sounds comes out of my mouth, I can't understand what I read. I need your opinion. Yeah, it's totally fine. I read silently too. I'm the same. I don't read aloud. Almost never. Even in Spanish, I don't do it. So, but I listen to audiobooks, right? That's how you will get the correct pronunciation. You listen to someone else reading it aloud. You're listening to audiobooks. Someone else is reading it. Now you're practicing your listening. You're hearing the good pronunciation. That's how you can do it. When you read, do what you want. Some people like to read aloud. It has some benefits. But if you don't like it, don't do it. It's okay. Just read a lot. That's all. Just enjoy reading. That's the main thing. Enjoy your reading and do a lot of it. Okay, Moyad, I'm going to answer your question with the next challenge. Moyad Hani Habib says, AJ, your method of learning is very valuable, really valuable. I'm wondering what is the best technique to increase the speed of talking. Sometimes native speakers don't understand what I'm saying if I speak quickly. Shadowing. Our next challenge, exactly that technique of shadowing will increase your speed, especially if you choose fast audios. Okay, and then you're trying to copy the pronunciation. It will be very difficult sometimes. That's okay, but you will improve. You'll improve. So do that challenge, Moyad. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. But join that challenge in February because it's going to help you a lot. Start shadowing right now. Go ahead and just jump in and start doing it every day. You can just do 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. But during the challenge, you can try to do a lot of hours. You'll make a big improvement, I think. So I'm getting more anime recommendations. You love Detective Conan anime, right? Yes, I like it. It's a Japanese anime. Kindaichi Case Files is also an anime about a detective named Kindaichi. Pretty similar to Detective Conan. I believe you'll love it. I'll check it out. Thank you. Kindaichi Case Files. Thank you for the recommendation. Very nice. Yeah, this is good. Alamin says, I don't correct my mistakes, sir. Just like you said earlier, it works. Yeah, focus on what you're doing well. Copy native speakers, and you will improve your mistakes kind of automatically. Hi, Captain Kirk. Flavio Gianni says, hi, Captain Kirk. Nice to see you again. Long time has passed since the last time. Good to see you, Flavio. Yes, indeed. All right. Oh, nice. Asma saying, the listening challenge made us look for more topics to improve ourselves, to be better. This changed my passion because it was high, because we had a chance to practice to be better in our pronunciation. I'm so excited to start. And the next one, yes, it will also be fun. Hey, Lisa. You suggested our topic today. It came from your comment on Gab. Yep, Julia says she always tries to read aloud. And it's it is good. It has benefits, mainly for pronunciation. So if you like doing it, then do it. If you just hate doing it, though, don't do it. It's up to you. Saleh, I described shadowing earlier, but we'll talk about it more when we get closer to the next challenge, and I can demonstrate it. I'll demonstrate it, or I'll just if you get on YouTube, there's a video of Dr. Argeles. He's demonstrating shadowing. It's very simple. He's demonstrating it in Chinese, I think, but you can see how he's the one who kind of created this technique or made it popular. His name is Alexander Argeles, and he has a YouTube channel. So just if you do a search on YouTube, shadowing Alexander, probably it will come up. Thank you for inviting me to Afghanistan, Mopeb. To Uzbekistan, not Afghanistan, to Uzbekistan. Nice. Joseph says, in which of your courses will I find shadowing? That's my pronunciation course. In the pronunciation course, you do a lot of shadowing. Same website, effortlessenglishclub.com. Banana says, what about using rap music or songs for learning? No, definitely don't use rap unless you want to speak like that, which I don't recommend. And even music, honestly, it's not so good. If you enjoy listening to music, just listen to it. But I don't think it's that great for pronunciation, especially because the pronunciation in many songs is bad. Right? It's even native speakers can't understand it because the singer changes the pronunciation to fit the music. It's normal in music, right? They'll change it. And there's kind of lots of funny examples of this. There's a Jimi Hendrix song where he goes, excuse me while I kiss the sky, down, down, down. And people are like, what is he saying? Is he saying? Excuse me while I kiss this guy? And there's all these people have different ideas. What is he saying? He's saying, excuse me while I kiss the sky. But you can see that there's a lot of confusion, okay? So I don't really recommend songs for English learning. No, I don't. That's why, because the pronunciation it's weird. It can be very strange. Just enjoy the music, but if you want to do something kind of more fun for your English, I think that TV and movies are better. So find some fun movies, find some fun TV shows that you like, and copy those. You'll get a more natural, a more conversational, real English from TV, even like interviews, like what's that guy's name? The Tonight Show, like Conan O'Brien or something, interviewing people. That's really good, very conversational, things like that. Angelina says, what about Billy Connolly to improve my English? That was a really bad Irish accent, but Billy Connolly's Irish. He's got a very nice accent, he's got a great, I like the way he speaks, but maybe a little difficult. That accent is a little difficult. The Irish accent in general can be difficult for many people, including me. Sometimes when I visited Ireland, I went to Ireland many years ago, and some people, it was a little difficult for me to understand them. I remember at the airport, I was trying to exchange money at the airport in Ireland, in Dublin, and the woman said, blah, 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 said something in English, but with a strong Irish accent. And I was like, what? Huh? She had to say it like 3 times. I had to ask her again and again to understand what she was saying. So don't feel bad, okay? Sometimes if you're not used to an accent, and if the accent is less common, then it can be difficult to understand. And by less common, I mean which accents are common. The 2 big ones are the American accent and the British accent, like the main normal kind of standard British accent and the standard American accent. That's what you hear on TV a lot. You hear it in movies a lot. So everybody hears those accents. So naturally, those accents feel easier to us because we hear them a lot. But maybe like a strong Scottish accent. Scotland doesn't do so many movies. Not so many international movies use a strong Scottish accent. So most of us have not heard that accent very much, including me. So if I hear a very strong Scottish accent, again, maybe even for me, it's hard to understand. Or a strong Irish accent or whatever, right? So that's normal. Some people, you don't need to be stressed about that. Oh, Vance, Tommy from Vietnam. Thank you for saying hi. I'm Tommy from Vietnam. Long time no see. I love your accent. I love your program. Sometimes I can't join because I'm out. How are your children? Doing well? One of them is being a little grumpy right now. Best wishes to you and your family. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, like Aberdamani, I agree with Aberdamani about songs. He says, I believe songs are truly bad for learning English because people don't talk like that. Well, exactly. It's just better if you want to speak English, listen to conversational English, which is better to find from movies or TV. Julia, you're right. There are many singers with good pronunciation. There are some with better, more clear. Like there are some Beatles songs that are pretty clear, quite clear. And there are some that are terrible. So just depends. Awesome. Lisa says, my goal was to enjoy reading a good book, in English, of course, and enjoy movies in their original language. This has been achieved in 4 months. So I'm ready for a new beginning. Awesome. The new beginning, speaking. Saleh says, how can I get your pronunciation shadowing course? It's the same website over here, effortlessenglishclub.com. Just go to that website. There's a menu at the bottom of the website. You'll see the courses. Oh, is Connolly Scottish or Irish? I thought he was Irish, but he might be Scottish. You're right. He might be Scottish. I might be. See, that's how bad I am about those accents. I don't even know. They sound very similar to me. Sean Connery has a strong Scottish accent. Sean Connery has a very nice accent, though. I like the way Sean Connery speaks. He's got a nice, quite a famous accent. But understandable. It's clear. All right, a couple more and then time to go. Kwong says, are you still excited about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology? Haven't heard you talking about them for about a year. Yeah, I'm less excited about it. Less excited. I don't know. It seems the development of these things to make them, these technologies to make them easier for normal people, regular people to use, it's been slower than I had hoped. We're still waiting. For example, there are a few video sites that use blockchain technology, but I find they don't work well. They're very slow. The video breaks and pauses and stops constantly. It's very frustrating. So I tried to sign up and use them, but so I think we need it's going to be a few more years. Karthik is watching from India. Nice to see you. Michelle says, as I'm shadowing your lessons, I always finish out of breath after about 10 minutes. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it can be a challenge with shadowing because you're just talking constantly. But this is why it's such a good practice, because it's you talk. Actually, for speaking, you speak more when you shadow. You speak more than a conversation, because a conversation, half the time, approximately half the time, you're listening. The other person is talking. But with shadowing, you're just talking constantly. There's no break, right? There's no other person. You're speaking along with an audio, and it's nonstop. And so it is more intense. It actually is more intense speaking practice. And that can be a little tough. You can get, it's quite common. Your mouth can get tired and your brain can get tired when you do a lot of shadowing. So that's why it will be a challenge when we do the challenge to push ourselves to go more and more and more. Because right now, like I'm the same. My limit for shadowing is fairly low. And then I start getting tired. I have to stop and just listen. Paulika says, I like to read. I would say read aloud. When I'm reading, I kind of mumble to myself. Yeah, kind of like in the middle, like just speak kind of softly aloud a little bit. That's also fine. Just do whatever you like with that. Kadnan again asking, how can students speak smoothly without hesitation? And once again, I do believe that shadowing is going to help that a lot. Cutting out those very unnaturally long hesitations where you're really struggling to speak. Shadowing should help a lot. And our challenge in general is going to help with that. I think all of us will be better speakers at the end of the challenge, for sure. All right. I think it's about time to go, guys. We're going to start. I'm pretty sure we're going to do the new challenge February 1st. So that gives us the rest of December, most of December, and then January. So again, just to remind you, we're going to part A of the challenge will be speaking to other people. So now is the time. December and January. Now is the time. Find other people to talk to. You need to find people to talk to. Will you talk to other Effortless English members? Will you use italki? Will you find a meetup or a group in your town? Maybe all of these things. But start now so you have some time to connect with people. Part 2 of our challenge will be shadowing. Again, for shadowing, you need audios. You probably want to have some slow ones for the beginning, just to practice, get used to it, get better. And then later you'll want faster and faster and faster ones. You might want to use some movie scenes, maybe rip off the audio, take the audio from the movies, put it on your phone, and you can repeat those speeches or those scenes from the movies. Or maybe from audio, you want to use audiobooks, or maybe you'll use podcasts, maybe you'll use my lessons, whatever. But start figuring out also for shadowing, what are you going to use? And then finally, during the next 2 months, go ahead and start practicing some shadowing now. Start doing it a little bit. Just get used to the technique so it's not too difficult. So then in February, when we start the challenge, you're ready to jump in and do a lot. All right, that's it. So finally, get on Gab, gab.com. That's where you will meet other Effortless English members and fans. That's where you can find other people to talk to, especially for our challenge. So gab.com. Follow me at AJHOGE. AJ Hogue on gab.com. Thanks to all of you. As always, go to effortlessenglishclub.com and commit to my VIP program at effortlessenglishclub.com. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.